Hey everybody, Arthur of Gaming here. I did a little train build this week for my son's Spelljammer game, and I kind of wanted to show you guys what I did and talk about it because I don't think people do that very often, and I want to show you things that I liked about it and then talk about things I didn't like about it. I thought that might be interesting for people to see. So let's go take a look at the table. All right, so here's the build. If you've looked at my Instagram, you've probably seen this already. And my TikTok, I did a little bit of a video, a faster video, not really showing, slow detail or anything about this build. And I'll go around the side over here actually and show you the other side, and then we'll talk about it and things that I liked and things that I didn't like. All right, and then they came over here. This was a little space thing we did, asteroids in space. And then this was a little cave that was built off this main build, which I'll show you in a second. So things I liked. I thought this was kind of cool. If you really look at it, right, this rock is floating right there, right, above. And then you got like a nice walkway here over to the floating rock. There's a tree on it. Some other floating rocks coming off the side. I like floating rocks. All this stuff is Dwarven Forge, and I love the Dwarven Forge floating rocks. So I thought that was kind of cool. Something I didn't like here, I didn't like this, right? This is little square stuff. Like, it really came out looking square, which I wasn't a fan of. And I was in such a hurry. I had already worked like 2 hours on this build. So I was kind of like, well, there's my cat in the background. Well, I'll just let it go and let's just get through and get it done. I was running out of time. Other things I liked, the trees. I liked the way the trees came out. I think it looked pretty good with the trees. Apparently my cat likes it too, because here's Jasper getting in the way of my terrain, which of course he wanted nothing to do with until I got up here doing this, and now he wants to be on the table. I like the little ropes that Dwarven Forge has that come out of the various holes. Like, you could put one in that hole right there. Like, you see the hole. These ropes they go in and out. You can pull them out. Things I didn't like, had I had more time, you wouldn't have seen those holes. Dwarven Forge has these nice little plugs. You see that little green, like, moss thing, and that's a plug, so that plugs up the hole. And I wish I had a little more time to do that. Again, more floating rocks, which I dig, right? We had our little Venus flytrap kind of thing here. Snap, eat some people if we could. And then the goal was to find this cave back here. See that cave back there? So back there, all the way in the back. Yeah. So the goal was to find that cave, which obviously, as players and the terrain's on the table, it wasn't that hard to find, but there was some role-playing stuff going on and everything. But all these nice trees, some more floating rocks at the top up here. I like all these little bits of crystals and stuff that Dwarven Forge has that they put up around. Again, though, look at that square piece sticking out that I really didn't have time to cover up. I wasn't really a big fan that I had to use just these metal plates and build off of them. Again, I was just in a hurry. I wish I could have maybe covered them with some grass, some forest terrain or something. So maybe they blended a little more with this, and you didn't see this, just the metal rocks. Not that they're that bad, not that they're terrible, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and the big hint for you guys is I generally don't actually end up liking what I build. I find that I get something in my head that I want to build, and then I am missing pieces to build it, and it just drives me crazy. And that's one of my biggest blocks when I'm building, right? Like wanting to build something, not having the pieces for it, and then having a hard time figuring out how to do it with the pieces that I have. And I have a lot of Dwarven Forge. If you look over here, this whole thing here is all Dwarven Forge, for the most part. There's some Monster Fight Club trees and stuff in there too. But that's almost all Dwarven Forge. There's, what is it? 50 bins. So 20, it's a 5x5 Kallax with 2 bins in each one. So 50 bins, and most of it is full of Dwarven Forge. So I have a lot of Dwarven Forge. I just sometimes come up with something that I can't build, and then it bothers me. I tried again, like right. You can see the flat and the 3 basically floor pieces that I put down to get the height. What I was doing was trying to connect this. Like I came up with the idea for this, and I wanted this bridge to be on top, right? So I wanted the bridge to be on top over there, and then I had to get this end of the bridge to be high enough. And I was running out of time, so I just kind of stuck some flat pieces in there to get the elevation, and then, afterwards I was unhappy with it. But, I mean, it's the people who were playing loved it. Again, some more floating rocks, which I love. My players really loved it, so that's all that really matters. But, like I said, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I would have liked to not have these just flat wall pieces in here, right? Because I'm covering up holes. I wish I had more of these. I need more escarpments. I had enough to go around my 2 foot by 2 foot, right? This is 1 square. This is another square. So this is a 2 foot by 2 foot build on just this main island part, right? And I had enough escarpments barely to get around the 2 foot by 2 foot. But I really wish I had more, so I could have put some up here. I did put a couple here just to kind of make it not flat looking. But I wish I'd had enough to go around this inside too. So I need more escarpments is what I'm saying. Again, see what I'm saying? I look at my build and I'm like, well, I really wish I had that. And then it kind of annoys me. And sometimes building can be very tough. But overall, I think the build came out nice. People liked it. Again, I would have done some things better had I had more time, had some different pieces of Dwarven Forge that I wanted, or something along those lines. Then we just kind of threw a real simple cave. So the cave, when you went in here, right, went in this cave, right, it came down here basically, and the players went through here, and they went into this part, and it was a bit of a fight in this part of the cave. Nothing fancy here. There was like some furniture and stuff in here, but that was about it. So nothing much going on there. We did have some more floating rocks. I actually put this down here and used it as a ceiling. And we took the rope and we used it for our Hadizee. He was using it to like swing and like hold himself above the floor. So we actually at one point took the mini and tied the mini in the rope so you could see it floating above the floor. If you check out my Instagram, you can see the pictures of it. It's kind of funny. So, we had some more floating stuff, which was cool. So, overall, here's a little bit of a Spelljammer build, a little bit of a discussion on how I built it, why I built it, and what I liked and didn't like about it. Hope you guys like it. Any questions, feel free to ask me in the video comments. Please, of course, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and also TikTok at The Arthur of Gaming. And as usual, everybody, please be safe.